Hello friends, welcome to another video of Slides and Cells. Finally, we are in the third and the final section of this index and match function series. In the first two, we have seen how to use the index and match function. Here, we will see how to use both index and match function together to search for anything in the given data set. Now here, an obvious question that would come to your mind is, why not use a Vlookup? Understand this, Vlookup is a very powerful tool and we have covered this in the prior lectures or the videos that we have gone through. The link for Vlookup is given in the description below. Now coming back to the shortcomings, Vlookup has two shortcomings. One is for the Vlookup value, the Vlookup value should be the first column in this entire data set. Another one is if I select right from product ID onwards all the data set, Vlookup will search from left to right. It won't go in the reverse direction. That is based on product ID, I cannot search the product name. Both of these shortcomings are overcome by index and match function. How to go about it? Let's look into it by going into an example. If I want to know what is there in the fifth row and fourth column, I will use an index function and I will get the answer as 250. Let's type into it equal to index. I will hit tab, and since there are numerous rows and columns, I will use the second one. So as reference, I will select the entire data table. So I will select the entire data table. Once I've selected this, I will hit comma, and then for the row number, I will type in 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's the fifth one. So I will type in 5, and for the column, I will type in 4 because it is the fourth column. Yep, price is the fourth column. So I will type in 4, hit the close bracket and hit enter, and I've got the answer as 250. Now, if I just double click on this and just look at it carefully, 5 and 4 are static numbers. If I can make them a bit more dynamic, then the search will be holistic and much more powerful and complete. This is where the match function will come into the picture. Let's see how that will work. Now here I have a product ID called AX005. I want to know what is the position in this given column of product ID. For this, I will use the match function, for which I will type in equal to match. And as you can see, the first one is the lookup value. So I will go into the first argument. I will look into the input, that is I5. For the array, I will select the entire column of product ID. And since it's a word, I will go for an exact match. So I will type in 0 and close the bracket. Once I do that, I have got the answer as 5. Also for the header name of price, if I want to know what is the position of price in the header row, I will again use the match function. I will type in match. And for the lookup value, I will look in for the input, which is to the next cell. And then I will select the entire row header, and as it's a match or an exact match for a word, I will type in 0 and close the bracket and hit enter, and I have got the answer as 4. Now as you can see, 5 and 4, and here we have an index function 5 and 4, so I can safely replace 5 and 4 with the match function. I will delete it. In the row column or the row number, I will type in match. Once I will type in match, I will hit tab. It will ask me for the lookup value. For the lookup value, I will look at the input, which is out here, which is I5. And then for the lookup array, I will select the entire product ID column, which is given out here. So I will select the entire column. Since it's a word, I will go for an exact match. So I will type in 0 and close the bracket. Similarly, for the column, that is the column row number, that is the third argument, I will again use the match function. Again, I will type in match. The lookup value or the input is the price, which is given out there in I6. So I will click I6. Here the lookup array will be the entire row header. So I will select the entire header row as it is. And again, since it's a word, I will type in 0 and I will go for an exact match, and I will close the bracket, and then I will close the entire bracket of index and hit enter. And I have got the answer as 250, which is what we were looking for. Also, this is something that we have seen that it goes to the right. Now if I want to select something that will help me to select something on the left hand side, I will use the same function and this will make it very holistic. Let's see how that looks into. Now what I will do is, if I want to know what is there in the 7th row and in the product name, that is hard disk, what I will do is simply come out here. In the product ID, I will type in AX007, and in the header name, what I will do is I will type in the header, that is product name. And once I do that, that is I will type in, hit enter, and as you can see, the answer that I've got is hard disk. And this is exactly what I wanted. Similarly, if I want to know what is the total of the product ID AX002, and that is 800, let's try that out. I will change the product ID to AX002, and for the total I will simply change the section, that is input, that is given as total. So I will type in, instead of product name, I will type in as total and hit enter, and I've got the answer as 800. So now you can see, just based on this product ID and the header name, I can search for anything, be it to the right or be it to the left, or the product ID, or be it anywhere in this entire data table. This is how index and match function is a very useful and a powerful tool. For practice, I have kept this template and the link is given in the description below. Click on this, you will get this template and you can try it time and again and get or become perfect in index and match function. That's all for today. See you guys in the next video.